So very often an avoidant will attract an empath or someone who is anxious, or those two attachment styles will come together. And the reason why they come together is to give each other the opportunity to be mirrored back to them things about themselves that they haven't yet dealt with. And if you're a highly sensitive person or an empath, and then the avoidant is acting cold or dismissive, it is so triggering, because it's going to bring up all of your stuff about not feeling good enough, feeling like you've got to do something to get their love. And you end up kind of on this hamster wheel of really trying to use behaviours that may have worked for you in the past to get connection, but with an avoidant they won't, because they'll scare the avoidant, and the avoidant will feel overwhelmed, and it'll trigger all of their stuff, and they will want to do their coping behaviour, which is to hide or to shut down. And so when you're in separation with an avoidant, it can feel very much like they just don't care, like they're unaffected by it, but that's not true. And very often what happens is, when they feel overwhelmed or they feel pressure to feel or be a certain way, then they will very likely shut down, almost create a massive brick wall around their heart and their emotions to protect them. And while they're in separation from you, they'll be like, oh, good, I don't have to do anything or be anything for a while. And then when they've had enough time, they feel safe enough for them to start experiencing those feelings that they couldn't at the time when there was that pressure. And this is a fairly useless situation, isn't it, for a relationship? Basically, both people need to be willing to face their stuff. And you cannot force an avoidant to do that. It's the complete opposite of what they need. Trust me, I know. Because I have done that. And it doesn't work. The more you push, the more they retreat, and then the more triggered you feel and the more you chase, and it just could end up in a huge blow up if you're not careful. Not that you need to be careful, because actually your needs matter. So the best thing that you can do is know that and set boundaries, okay? So it isn't about, oh, you better be careful and tiptoe around the avoidant. That's not what they need, and it's not what you need. What I mean by being careful is protecting your own heart. So where someone's showing up as avoidant, the best thing that you can do is say, I can see that you're not ready right now to have the type of conversation that I need in a relationship. And as a result of that, I'm going to have to take a step back. You won't want to, because that will trigger all of this other stuff. Will they come after me? Will they chase me? What does it mean about me? And the thing is that you've got to know that it doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. You're looking for a certain type of connection, a certain type of relationship where you can grow and evolve. And if you're matched with someone who is simply not ready or willing to do that, you will find it very hard. Impossible to do. It's very isolating when you're wanting to open your heart to someone and they shut down. The thing is that if you set boundaries with them, that actually is the catalyst for change, because that is the thing that helps them to know and repeatedly know, because they'll experience this many times themselves, and it's horrible being on the other end of it, because all you want to do is give your love to someone. But you see, the mirror here for you is the desperate need to get them to see it, to understand it, is pointing very much to you about a wound within you. You see, wherever you're feeling that, oh, I want them to come back, I want them to get it, I need them to understand, is pointing to a need within you to see something in yourself that you haven't yet seen or acknowledged or loved or felt. And so you have to spend time understanding that you're valid for wanting a deep emotional connection with someone, and that there's nothing wrong with you, and that this person's behaviour literally says nothing about you and everything about them. I suppose not literally, because what it does say, their behaviour is about them, but your response to it is about you. is what I mean. So that's what you have to look at. So the avoidant is overwhelmed by emotional intensity, okay? And that, again, is a process that they've got to go through in order to experience their emotions, but they're not likely to do it while they're being challenged to do it. The only time that they're likely to do it is for them, because they know that they have to, because they've seen so much destruction in their life from not accessing their emotions. And that can only happen through their life experience. And part of their life experience is you setting boundaries, because they can't access you if they can't access themselves. And they might think that having a surface level relationship is okay, is good enough for them, but actually they'll end up hating themselves. So you've got to set boundaries, not just for you, which is the most important thing, but to show them that they are more than this, you know, to hold them to a better standard, to stand for the fact that actually being dismissive and avoidant isn't going to get them the connection that they want to experience too. Although, you know, we might say that and say these sorts of things. Again, it's not very helpful, because they are where they are and it is what it is. And maybe, unfortunately, some people do go through the rest of their lives being like this. But do you want to be in that type of relationship where it's never quite the depth that you want it to be? So you have to acknowledge your own feelings and needs. That's the most important thing. And understand that when you're in separation or in conflict with an avoidant, they'll shut down and they will act very uncaring and unfeeling. And it's not very nice to be on the other side of it. And you do deserve a relationship in which you both feel safe enough to express yourselves. But this doesn't make them a bad person. It just makes them avoidant right now at this point in their life. So in summary, what I'm saying is boundaries. Know that your feelings and your needs for connection matter, and that them not doing that doesn't reflect anything about you. Them running away, shutting down, being distant is all about their own emotional capacity, not because you did anything wrong, which is, I can do lots of videos about the circumstances that can happen whenever we're trying to create a relationship with an avoidant. But what it's mirroring to you is your own need to be loved as who you are, to be seen for who you are. But first you have to do that for yourself. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like any more help, if you'd like to talk through your own situation with me, you can find all the information on my website about how I can help you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.